Oh, have you not heard? It was my understanding that everyone had heard.
Heard what? Brian, don't!
Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird, a word, a well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird, a word, a well, a bird, bird, bird.
Sorry guys, that was pretty intense. Greetings, fellow interlopers. It's Taylor. You're in luck because right here, right now, we're gonna tackle one of the biggest questions that I had for a long time when I started playing this game. And I vowed to get to the bottom of it. And that question was, what the fuck is this artifact exchange vault and why does it never work? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's dive in. We're here at the Colossal Archive building, where you've probably spotted these odd machines. There are 2 up on top and another 2 down below. The top pair allows you to turn in 2 samples for a chance for a big payday in return. The ones below are a simple 1-to-1 exchange. And if you've been running around digging bones up with the hopes of inserting them into these machines, you've probably been a little disappointed because, well, even though you have fossils in your inventory, the machine does not recognize them. So what gives? Well, right off the bat, let me save you the trouble of spotting ancient bones around the landscape and digging them up specifically for this machine. While, yes, they're ancient bones and technically fossils, they're not what the machine is looking for. What you need to do is find ancient ruins. Besides random drops from a mix of achievements, these are the most consistent way to obtain historical documents and samples accepted by the Exchange Vault. To find these ruins, you have a few options. First off, if you have an exocraft with all the scanner upgrades, you can scan for ancient ruins. All the upgrades can be obtained from Percy's up in the anomaly. The first ruin you find will be an ancient plaque. After a little dialogue, you'll be pointed to the actual dig site. That is, if you select Seek Knowledge from the Past. Or if you have some nav data to spare, you can purchase alien cartographic data, which will then point you to a plaque. Keep in mind these maps can also point you to a monolith, so if that's what happens, just keep scanning and you'll eventually get a plaque. Lastly, and probably the most efficient way, is to buy a map at an archive for 15 nanites. This will point you straight to a dig site without having to find a plaque first. But these can only be purchased once per archive. Oh, and if you're wondering how to find a planetary archive in the first place, well, you can buy those maps from the cartographer up in the space station, which point you to inhabited outposts. You might run through a few other types of outposts before you find an archive, so I would at least get 5. Once at the dig site, you'll need to use your analysis visor to locate artifact fragments, which are actually keys. There are a bunch around, but you only need to get 3. Once you get 3, you can then look for the large artifact crate, which, after you use 3 keys, will provide you with an ancient artifact. Whether or not it's compatible with the Artifact Exchange Vault depends on the name. The easy way to know is if it has the word sample or fossil in the name, or it mentions a historical document. If that's the case, then you're good to go. Anything else can just be sold. At this point, you're probably wondering, why even bother? Well, theoretically, when you access the machine, it tells you that in exchange for the one you give up, you'll receive one in return worth as much or more. In many cases, you'll get one that's easily 1,000,000 units or more. Not too shabby. But every now and then, you can lose a little money. But I find those instances somewhat uncommon. At the end of the day, you may be uninterested to go through this process. But when you find yourself sitting on a few samples or artifacts you've acquired from various places, maybe give the Exchange Vault a try, and who knows, maybe you double or even triple the value of your original. So hopefully now you know why all those bones you dug up aren't accepted by the Exchange Vault, and which ones it will accept. If you hit a particularly big jackpot, let me know down in the comments. I'm always curious how much profit can be made with these. With that, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Taylor with Whiskey Barrel Gaming, reminding you to have an S-Class day.